Welcome and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Beyond 50 radio program. I'm Daniel Davis. As a lot of us approach midlife, we try to find that so-called elusive fountain of youth, the thing that can help reverse aging, give us a burst of energy, and the clarity of thought that perhaps we had since before the age we were 10 years old. Joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program today is going to be a very special topic that's going to be talking about something that's found in seaweed. It's a particular experience that people are ensured to have some sort of life-lifting possibility, and we're going to explore more about what that is. And perhaps for those of you who are listening in, if you get excited and decide you want to embark on this journey, there could be some great opportunity for you to grow and develop as well. I'd like to join on the Beyond 50 radio program today Mr. Paul Rios of what is known as the LIMU Company. Paul, thank you for joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program.
Good morning, Daniel. Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate the opportunity to speak to your listenership.
Well, very good. Well, tell us what this LIMU, that's L-I-M-U, the LIMU Company, what is this all about?
Well, of course, the name of the company is the LIMU Company, and LIMU, and then I'll get into the company, is actually short for a brown seaweed. It's found in specifically in the Tongan Island areas of the South Pacific. The actual name of the seaweed is LIMU moi. So the company took the name of the seaweed, LIMU Company. Anyways, the LIMU Company was founded back in 2004. It's independently owned. The company structure, of course, is through business owners and distributors. Currently, the LIMU Company is inside the United States and expanding very quickly, and it's also expanding overseas. It's got a big presence over in the Asia area, specific to Japan, but it's also moving into the Latin American area, which I hope to move into that area because of my background growing up in Latin America. Interesting things about the LIMU Company, since it became a company back in 2004, it pretty much remained debt-free, and it's profitable since the first day. And the LIMU Company is growing exponentially in the States and abroad right now. So it's a fast-moving company with a very exciting product line.
Now, what specifically is the product? Is it just a seaweed-type drink, or tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, interesting enough, you say seaweed, and people, look to the ocean and they see something growing out of the water. What the company does, of course, the product, again, comes from the Tongan Islands. It is actually hand-harvested. They don't allow any motorized boats or vehicles in that area to keep the waters pollutant-free and toxin-free. The product, again, is a seaweed product. It's a brown seaweed. Again, it's called LIMU moi, processed by hand. It is shipped quickly over to the New Zealand area, and they do a cold pressing process there to maintain the integrity of the nutrients in the product. The company has a flagship product, which is called LIMU Original, which is a drink, very tasty drink. I'll get into what's in that drink, and then they also have a meal replacement / weight management product called LIMU Lean, and then there's their energy drink, and we all know that there's a lot of energy drinks out there, but this one's very unique, and that one's called Blue Frog. So if you'd like, Daniel, whenever you're okay with that, I can give you kind of an overview of what's in each of the products.
Yes, please. Tell us a little bit about how, what's in them, as well as, how they sort of affect the body. What got you excited or, for instance, your attention when it came to something like this?
Well, we all look for things to believe in, and nowadays, and I'm in my early 50s, health becomes paramount to having a great lifestyle, enjoying your lifestyle, and enjoying the fruits of our labors. So, the LIMU Company was introduced to me by longtime friends of mine, and they talked to me about the product line. So, that was very exciting. I'm very health conscious. I keep myself very fit. So does my wife. And, people take supplements all the time. They take vitamins. They take all sorts of things to stay as healthy as possible. A lot of us do. Some don't. But this product came to mind, and I did my research on it and found this to be a very interesting product with a lot of benefits. The main product, as I mentioned, is the flagship product, which is called the LIMU Original. And it is a daily drink that we take, my wife and I. And you take 2 ounces in the morning when you get up and 2 ounces in the afternoon or early evening. So it's 4 ounces a day, and some very interesting reactions to it. But about the product, the LIMU Original, which works at the core level of cells, and it's a complete nutrient. The LIMU Original has 83% pure reconstituted Tongan LIMU moi. So there is the brown seaweed part of it. And no, the drink isn't brown. It's actually got a very nice kind of a yellowish color to it, almost like an orange juice. So very pleasant color. And if I may continue, it is filled with vital nutrients, which integrates into the body very quickly. Interestingly enough, there are no added sugars, which a lot of products nowadays add sugars, even the artificial sugars, which like Pops have artificial sugars. A lot of other energy drinks have it. This product does not have it. No artificial sugars or sweeteners, no artificial colors. The blend that accompanies the reconstituted LIMU moi is made up of papaya, mango, apple, and pear juice concentrate. So, so there's added support from those fruits, and the flavor is excellent. Very smooth, very light flavor to it, so nice fruity flavor. That's kind of the main product. Anything you'd like to ask me more about that, about the original?
Yeah, well, was that what got this whole thing started?
That is the main, again, we call it the flagship product of the company, and yes, it did get the whole thing started. If I may, the owner of the company, his name is Gary Racer. He investigated the product. I'll get into some of the research that's been done on it, which is very extensive and done by a third party, so that makes it pretty exciting for the validity of the product. But that was the product that got everything started in. Like every expanding and growing company, they introduced a couple other products.
Mm-hmm. Now, what really was the foundation of how this really all got started? About how long ago, was somebody just kind of drifting around, maybe fishing out on the ocean, caught some brown seaweed and said, I wonder how this will actually work for health and nutrition, and hence the journey and the creation of LIMU, or, how did all this really start? Right.
Well, historically, of course, the Tongan Islands and the people in that area have been around for thousands of years. Actually, they've got history of the Tongans being around in that area 3,000 years ago. So they started using this product, and there is historical data talking about the health of the Tongan people. And, of course, they did not take it as the LIMU original drink, that the LIMU moi, the brown seaweed, was part of their daily diet. So, and they were touted for their health, lack of getting any kind of diseases, and also longevity. So, if you will, there's been use of this product since for 3,000 years by the natives of the original area. So, there's that history. Of course, as the Western civilization grew, and we research things all the time, there was information about this, and the owner of the company actually ventured into that area and wanted to get more specific information about it. So that's really where the product started taking off. As the owner, Gary Racer, started looking at the product, he actually found out that the research that's been done on the main alpha of the product, which is called fucoidan, There's been research on it since 1970.
Okay.
So 900 independent studies have been done on this product. So very interesting part of the history of this company.
Now, what was it when this came to your attention that got you excited about wanting to be involved with, sharing it with other people?
Well, a couple things. Again, one of my mantras in life, if you will, is, and it's actually the mantra of the company. The company says, live better, look better, and feel better. Well, I'm very health conscious, work out, very lean, and I've been fortunate to be this way most of my life. And, I was a supplement taker. And you're always looking, I don't want to say for the bigger and better thing, but you're looking for something that can be very simply used and is actually have a lot of good history and medical background to it. That's what got me excited. And that's something I can talk to anybody about. I mean, it's interesting as an aside. We all go to restaurants and have if you have a great experience at a restaurant and you like the food, it's easy to talk to people about that. So, I started using the product and started feeling the benefits of using the product, and was very excited as to the impact for my family, myself, my wife, and actually my parents, also her parents, take the product, and some very good results from it. So, like anybody else that starts feeling good about things, people ask you and start telling people about it, and it just grows from there. So that's kind of been the driving, motivating factor and motive for myself and my family getting into the LIMU company.
Now, when you say family, are we also talking about children?
Well, we're talking children. The children can take this. They don't recommend it for young children, but children can take this. They don't recommend it again for pregnant women. But we do have some testimonials within the company where there's been women that knowing that they were pregnant was taking the LIMU original, and their doctors monitored them and have them stay taking the product because of all the nutrients that are in the product. I don't want to call it a prenatal medicine, but it's filled with 70 different nutrients, so some real good results on the people that have been using this.
Mm-hmm. Now, Paul, I'm kind of curious, though, at first you're saying that, well, we don't really encourage, or you can use the right word certainly for women who are pregnant to use the product. Is there a concern there for some reason about this?
Well, and this is one thing that you see, let's call it as a disclaimer. You should always talk to your doctor. Okay. If you start a weight loss program, or if you go to the gym, you should consult a doctor. I mean, if you've been taking this product and you find as a young lady and you find out that you're pregnant, most definitely the wise thing to do would be to consult a doctor and say, look, I'm taking this product. Here's the history and here's some facts behind it. Would you look into it and what could you recommend? The choice, of course, is up to the individual to continue taking, discontinue taking it. But that was just an example. I mean, people are the health benefits that people are having testimonials about this product are pretty vast. So there's a lot more to it than just for that use.
Now, tell us, Paul, about some of these people, perhaps people that you've directly been involved with who have enjoyed the benefits of what we're talking about here, which is LIMU, what they've experienced.
Well, if I can start off as a first-hand, first-person experience, again, in shape myself and, take care of myself and work out. Of course, the stressors of life and work, a lot of people in this country especially lack good sleeping habits. But one of the first things that my wife and I felt immediately is the calming effect, of course, through the evening, and relaxation, and then a great night's sleep. I mean, we got to the point that an 8-hour sleep pattern was very simple to have on a daily basis. So we would take the product, through the day, do our work life, do our exercising to bring down the stress levels, and pretty soon we're noticing, man, we're sleeping, through the night. A lot of people suffer getting up through the night multiple times. To be able to get full, good, solid sleep is another health component of a good lifestyle. We've got my parents on it, my in-laws, and one of the first things that they were amazed at, because they don't sleep very well. They're business owners, and they were saying, "Well, wow, I'm sleeping very soundly." So the other thing that one of the benefits, my father-in-law, who's in his 60s, he would get up multiple times in the evening to go to the bathroom. He says he's getting up once, sometimes no times during the night to use the restroom. The other thing that has been a real amazing thing for my wife is she's in that change of lifetime, and she was having very difficult times with, of course, the hot flashes, and pretty much that's gone away completely. So the immediate thing that we noticed, of course, just to kind of get past my experience, has been the sleep. Skin has gotten a lot smoother. My nails have gotten smoother. I've got hair growing, and on my head where it hasn't grown before. Not that I'm saying it grows hair, but I think a combination of good living and things like that. Those are some of the things that I've noticed. The other thing that I've noticed is I'm more relaxed. I'm calmed down, so that's a good thing for me.
So it sounds like your mood's really stable out with this, to where things just really don't get on your nerves, perhaps as much as they used to.
Well, and think about it. There's so many things that trigger us nowadays. You hear about the road rage. You hear about people at work.
Right.
So if there's a natural way that can help calm us, and we become more conscious of how we live our life, more power to the people, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's such a key thing. You hear so much about people who, encourage you to find ways to boost your energy, and I say, well, wouldn't it be well for us to not necessarily increase our energy? Goodness gracious. As you mentioned earlier, Paul, there are certainly, 101, if not 1,001 energy drinks out there somebody can take to get instant energy right away, and of course, they're piled on with caffeine, and they're piled on with perhaps mung beans, and certainly, a very generous dose of sugar that you end up becoming more aggravated, I think, with that kind of energy than you become benefited by it. And wouldn't it be nice if you could be in, let's say, a functioning mood, for lack of a better word, which smooths your energy out and your moods to where you begin to initiate action rather than react to what's going on outside of you? That certainly would make a difference in your day, wouldn't it?
Well, interestingly enough, and it's so highly commercialized, and I'm talking via different media, of course, magazines. You see it on television a lot, but you also see it in the grocery stores. Let's call them the energy drinks, so I don't specify one brand name over another. But there's a line of energy drinks out there that, yes, they're packed with sugar, as opposed to our energy drink, which we call Blue Frog, which is spelled B-L-U and then frog. Very interesting little decal on the can. The Blue Frog product, yes, it has sugar. Interestingly enough, it's from the fruit that's put into the product. The Blue Frog contains mango, papaya, apple, and pear juice concentrate. There's sugar that occurs naturally in those fruits. That is the sugar that's in the Blue Frog. There is no caffeine added. Papaya has its own level of caffeine, and that's where the caffeine comes from the Blue Frog. Comparatively speaking, the serving sizes are the same. Calories are, I would say, 20 to 30% lower. Sugar is, of course, very much lower. The caffeine is naturally occurring caffeine. A couple of the added benefits of the Blue Frog, of course, it is made up mostly of the LIMU moy, fucoidin-rich seaweed. So that's the main component. And it has a couple other components that the other energy drinks do not have. on a personal level, I'm a golfer. I like golfing early in the morning as long as I can get out there pre-work. And a lot of times, you get out in the mornings pretty quick and you don't have a chance to get much to eat. So I'll sip a Blue Frog throughout the day. Now, the interesting thing about my experience, and I've talked to other people and have other people share the product with me, you drink the product and you start feeling the energy, but it's not a jittery, jumping around energy. It's a smooth energy. Much like when you start a nice vigorous walk, you start off slowly, and then as you get going, you start feeling a little bit of the pump and the energy and the blood flow. The Blue Frog, for me, levels off. What happens is it carries me actually throughout the day. One can of Blue Frog, and I have a sense of alertness. As you know, and as our listenership may know, golf is a game of some concentration. You want to have fun playing, but there is concentration involved. I get a very cool, easy level of concentration and of focus. So, those are some of the benefits that the Blue Frog gets you. And, it does carry you throughout the day. That's one of the side benefits that I've noticed that, I feel energized through the day.
Sounds excellent. Now, you were saying, Paul, that as you talked about other drinks out on the market, and there is a slew of drinks out there, whether it's energy drinks or whether it's drinks that improve your health. There are lots of juices. How in what seems to be such a largely saturated market does something like this really sort of stand out and be the light, if you will?
Of course, in my opinion, the purpose of this drink is not to send you rocketing up up into the sky and then dropping, crashing back to the earth. Well, I would think that in itself makes the LIMU Blue Frog energy drink stand out above and beyond the other energy drinks. The other thing about it, of course, my experience has been, and I tried one time one of the other energy drinks, and I was bouncing off the walls. It was just a unnatural feeling to me. You see nowadays kids popping these energy drinks, and that they're full of stuff that our body doesn't need. Much like any other thing that we keep accumulating in our body, there's going to be a toxic effect from drinking these things. Again, my personal opinion.
Right.
When you look at the natural occurring full line of products and ingredients that are in the Blue Frog, body assimilates it easily. There is no, let's call it an aftershock from taking a drink. And the feeling is of a nice, easy feeling, and the taste is what I like over these other products. There's no medicine, there's no fake, there's no super sweet flavor to this product. So the thing is, how does it stand out? Of course, it's by word of mouth. I talk to everybody that asks me about this. If I'm on the golf course and someone sees me drinking a can with a frog on it, they're going to say, well, what's that? Of course, I'm going to talk to them. They're free to ask me to sample it. We do health fairs. We do different fairs to get the product out there. And, of course, through the distributorship of the company, we're presenting the product.
Now, that's what I was going to ask you, too. Obviously, this isn't something you can go down to your local grocery store and find it on shelves or nutrition centers as well. So, where does a person get a hold of something like this if they want to find out more and they want to actually incorporate it into their lifestyle?
Well, one of the things that this product is distributed through an independent promoter distributorship. I happen to be the first promoter into the Portland area where I live at, and we have a website. We have means for people to get a hold of us through our website, and of course through word of mouth. But you're 100% right. This is a product that's not sold on a retail basis. Yeah, all three of the product lines are sold through the distributorship.
And what was the reason for them choosing this way to get this to people?
As we know, and I've been in business for most of my adult life. I studied business in college. The cost of doing business, of course, through a couple means. The advertising of a product, is very expensive. So there's a cost to a company. The distribution, as in multiple locations, is also a cost to a company. So when you have word-of-mouth advertising, there is no cost other than to the person that's doing the advertising.
Right.
So much again like my example of going to a great restaurant, and I'm talking to my buddy Daniel about, hey Daniel, I got this great restaurant. You need to go eat there, and Daniel goes there and eats there. It's by word of mouth. Mm-hmm. For that restaurant, they don't have multiple locations. Let's say it's a mom and pop owned restaurant. So now they're getting the PR that I'm giving them by talking to other people about it. This company works the same way. We actually build a customer base, and they talk to their friends, and we also build our distributor base, and of course they're out there marketing the product. So we're a group of independent, let's call us store owners. We market the product out there to anyone that's interested in listening. Distribution goes directly to our customers. We don't hold product. We actually we get our customers and also our distributors to go to our website, order. They get a direct shipment from the company. The company is very timely with their shipments. Customer service is amazing. The happiness of the customer and the client, and of course the distributor, is what's important to the company. So they've looked at those business costs, the cost of distribution, the cost of marketing, and we as their business partners do that.
Well, it certainly makes a lot of sense. You cut out all the advertising and branding a company spends money on to create essentially what they want, which is word of mouth. You cut all that aside and say, well, why don't we just go directly for the word of mouth instead by giving people a great experience?
Right.
And it sounds certainly like the LIMU company has not only created that for you and your family, but certainly people that you've decided to talk with have enjoyed the same benefits of what sounds to me like a very wonderful product when it comes to boosting your health, or at least maintaining good health if you happen to already have it. Now, Paul, why don't you go ahead and tell us a website where people can find out more about how they can get started with the LIMU company as far as its health benefits and perhaps even what sounds like a potential business opportunity.
Well, and here's a couple of websites I want to put out there. First and foremost, I spoke about the benefits that people are feeling and actually deriving from being on the three products. We also have a weight management product / meal replacement product that's doing very well. The first thing that when people talk to me, of course, word of mouth is always great, but we all have the responsibility of due diligence, in my opinion. So I tell them, the independent studies done by a third-party, non-solicited organization actually was the U.S. government. It was done via, you can find the information via website, www.pubmed.gov. Very interesting site. They continue to research the benefits of this product. So, I can tell you till I'm blue in the face that the company does this, the company does that, until you truly get a chance to go look at it. That's going to really give you a better overview without, someone being over your shoulder. Okay. The PubMed.gov is the U.S. National Library of Medicine website. Website. Go ahead.
Yeah, still here. Go ahead and quickly give us a website because we're running. We got about 30 seconds left.
Not a problem. They can go to Life Destiny, which is one word.
Okay, Life Destiny.
.imlimu.com.
.imlimu.com. That's LIMU.com. Okay.
You will see my wife's picture. You can also do a search on the internet and just type in the LIMU company. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube, Twitter. There's testimonials on YouTube. So you have many ways to look up the company. Again, mine is lifedestiny.imlimu.com. lifedestiny.imlimu.com. Very good. Yep.
Paul Rios, thank you for joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program. It's a pleasure to know wonderful things like that are out there for people to use.
Yeah, I thank you again, Daniel. I thank your radio station, and I do thank your listenership for listening in on the call. And feel free to contact me anytime you want. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Paul. Want to thank you, the listeners out there. Again, it's LIMU, so lifedestiny.limu. We're going to go ahead and post that out on our newsletter tonight. For those of you who haven't signed up for that, be sure to go to our website, beyond50radio.com. That's the number 50. We will have a live link posted up there for you as well. And if you're not on our newsletter, be sure to sign up. It's absolutely free. Comes out every week. I'm Daniel Davis. Thank you for tuning in. You've been listening to the Beyond 50 radio program. Remember, live your day past halfway.